Past 8. Time to meet the panel this morning. Former Reserve Bank Governor Don Brash. Don, good morning.
Good morning, Paul.
And broadcaster Amber Peebles. Amber, good morning.
Good morning.
Do you get fed up being called the former Reserve? Because that was a long time ago now. What should we call you now?
Well, I was intrigued that you did call me that. I thought you could have called me the former leader of the National Party or the former leader of the ACT Party. I'm
because
a former
you were
lots of
more
things.
recently those former things.
That's right.
So it's almost like you're nothing at all, but you are a lot of... But formerly you were many things.
That's right. Indeed right.
So charming.
I am a few things now, actually, but you don't mention those. Yeah.
No, well, let's do a current... What should we call you?
Well, you could call me Kiwi Fruit Orchard, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing for the rest of the day, isn't it?
That's right. I should have been down there pruning now, to be frank.
How much bloody time does it take? The last time you were in here, your hands were filthy with kiwi fruit.
Still true. I'm still pruning.
How many kiwi fruit do you have? Plants?
Oh, heavens, I don't know. A couple of thousand.
Shouldn't you know?
Well, they're not individually cared for.
No. Do you grow the proper green ones or those hideous new ones?
I grow both. The green. I tell you what, I can't make any money growing green. And most growers
Which
can't.
is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
Which is interesting. I'm not a fan of the yellow ones, but their future is in the yellow one. Not yellow,
gold.
Yellow. Gold.
That's
gold.
Right,
Of course, I would call them yellow because they're yellow, but you would call them gold because you're trying to sell them. And have you seen that now McDonald's, 400 McDonald's outlets in Mexico are going to be giving one gold kiwi fruit away with every Happy Meal?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very healthy.
Very healthy. And it is a very good way of getting Mexicans into a fruit which they are not used to. So there's big news for you. In fact, I think if you listen carefully, you can hear the value of your kiwi fruit going up now just on that news. Right, it's time to talk. Oh, there it is. It's time to talk mouldy schools. Amber, we talked a lot about Don. Obviously, we were outraged. We were shocked at the thought that there are classrooms where teachers and kids are going to school and they are getting sick as a result of the sickness of the class.
I mean, it's awful to think that. I mean, I realise it's not just as easy as ticking a box and getting it done, but it's so hard to think of these kids that are going through this every day. And, you know, to think that there's a level playing field for children out there is naive. And, you know, there's that saying, it doesn't matter where you come from. If you work hard enough, you can pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And it's just not the case.
There are a lot of things, because it isn't a level playing field sometimes. And the really sad thing here, Don, is I can imagine there will be kids today who are in schools that are not warm enough and are not dry enough. And the tragedy is they've come from homes that are not warm enough and not dry enough.
That's right, yeah. But no quick answer.
No.
I mean, the ministry clearly is responsible finally, and they're not doing the job.
Sometimes it comes down to just having enough money, and the worry, and I was talking to the union this morning, and the worry is that there are schools where the principals have said to the teachers, you know, just go easy on electricity. You know, we're getting into winter, just, you know, don't make sure the doors are closed and don't keep the fires on when you don't need them.
Well, literally they're getting rained on their head, you know, and the
in
books
the worst
in
case
front
examples,
of them.
that's right. Yeah. And having to wait months and months for something to be done about it. All right. Pies. This is not a question that you're often asked, I suppose, but the Pie Awards are just around the corner, and we've got some interesting stats out on pies. New Zealanders love pies. Are you a pie person, Amber?
I probably just post a large night. So, and you know, that's, I'm probably a couple of times a year, not the large night, but when I'll, you know, tuck into a pie.
And you would go for a meat pie, like mince and cheese or something?
Yeah, you're not far off. I've often fantasised about them or someone introducing a steak and cheese and Panadol pie. I thought that would be quite handy. Yeah,
Perfect.
if someone could do that for me, that would be really great.
It is true that nothing soaks up a big night on the booze like a
dirty
meat and cheese pie. So 12 a year is the average. The average Kiwi eats 12 pies a year. Would you be the average
I dropped
Kiwi,
the
Don?
average, Paul. No, I don't do anything like that. I can't recall when I last had a pie. I'm a burger and fries guy, to be honest. I eat that
I was just going
at
to
least once a week.
Your body is a temple, but obviously not.
Is that how you keep your nice figure, Don?
So New Zealanders, we spend 110 million a year on meat pies, 11 million a year on fruit pies, and that is where we get the average of 12 pies a year. Your favourite is what, Amber?
I mean, it's got to be steak and cheese.
It's got to be steak and cheese.
I mean,
or
do you eat pies?
Mince and cheese. I used to, but now I'm gluten-free, and I'm just not prepared to pay the extra for a gluten-free pie. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Gluten-free pie, okay.
I'm mean. You're a bit mean too, aren't you, Don? I read your book, and you come across as quite mean.
Scottish ancestry.
Oh, that's what it
Me
is.
too.
Yeah.
I've got it in my blood as well.
So rather than pay for pastry, Don just has a pile of mints in his hand. All right, we will be back with the panel in just a moment. It is 27 minutes past, man of some of the people, 27 minutes past 8. Welcome back, Don Brash and Amber Peebles in the studio with me, our panel this morning. And Don, before we get on to the next subject, which is the flag consideration panel, you mentioned Oscar Pistorius. It is extraordinary, out already. So what, 10% of his sentence he actually serves?
A bit more than that, 1/6, I think, 16%, I think.
Extraordinary.
But 10 months for what most people think was murder. I mean, extraordinary.
Yeah, just extraordinary. All right, let's talk about the New Zealand flag. The flag consideration panel, 12 good people. Chairman John Burrows, you weren't asked to be on.
No, I was not, no.
Which is odd, isn't it? Because if I were you, Don, I'd be a bit aggrieved, because that's like a...
There are lots of things I can be aggrieved about, Paul, but I don't get aggrieved easily.
But, that's like one of those jobs for the boys, isn't it, really? I know there are some girls there too, but it's sort of just like, national thinking, who can we give a little bit of money to, above the table? And so you phone your friends, and they didn't phone you.
No, they didn't. I don't think I'm their friend anymore, actually.
All right, what do you think about it? If you were on there, what would you be doing? Would you be a fly in the ointment?
I actually think there is a case for changing the flag, to be honest. I'm not sure that spending $26 million on it makes sense, but I had difficulty for years trying to work out which was the New Zealand flag, which was the Aussie flag, and that's a bit odd for a country.
I'm surprised they didn't invite you to be on with that attitude. You're exactly the sort of person John Key wants. Amber, how about you? Where do you stand on it?
Well, I feel like before all of this started, once we started hearing how much it was actually costing, everyone was kind of talking about the idea of changing it was a positive thing. And then the numbers started coming through. And it's ridiculous. Use that money, put it in the schools. I mean, I know people keep saying you could be spending money on this, that, and the other thing, and that's true. It's just, where is the money going? It's a flag.
I know. Well, it's going on the consideration panel, and there's so much to consider here, because groups like, for instance, the website Freelancer, and this is why we're talking about it today, freelancer.com, have petitioned the world now on our behalf. Not surprisingly, freelancer.com is an Australian organisation, and they've gone around the world to get people around the world to come up with ideas for the flag in New Zealand. We're a laughingstock.
I mean, freelancer.com, it's a pretty great website and a really fantastic way to get a lot of creatives across this particular brief, I guess, for not very much money. But and actually, to be fair, a really awesome marketing, marketing.
Well, I don't know, because it's saying, we don't know who we are, do we? So let's go to Guatemala and see if they can come up with an idea for a flag for us.
They can tell us who we are,
All right, very quickly, Kate Moss. Were you surprised to find out, Don, that Kate Moss travels EasyJet?
I was very surprised, but it encouraged me to fly EasyJet, I must say. If I knew Kate Moss
I was saying before, they might
they
not do meals. It might be low budget, but you could be sitting next to a drunk Kate Moss.
Absolutely.
Another marketing plan, possibly.
Oh.
They may have paid her a lot of money to get on that plane.
And then throw her off to get publicity.
That's right, yeah.
I love the way you think. In fact, I'm sure you must be right. Amber Peebles and Don Brash, thank you both very much for joining us. It's 8